even if you were part of the development of the project proposal, here you have your independent institution, I can call it, WAPSA, and you were given a contract.
Yes.
And you did not sign any contract.
I will not remember, but on my staffs, each of them were given an appointment letter.
You were given appointment letters?
Yes, each of the staffs working on the website in this particular project, each of them were given an appointment letter.
Who gave them the appointment letters?
The project team at B.C.C, the project team.
Appointment letters, and how about you? Were you given appointment letter?
This what I cannot recall, but I was playing the role of supervisor in the project the implementation. So when I requested this file from my staff, the latest, I was able to go through and I saw this letter of appointments of all the 13 staff or the 12 staff.
The copies of this?
Yeah, I have it here. Well, in fact, I have submitted, last year I was called by this office to submit all the documents from this project, and I have submitted everything.
Copies or originals?
No, not the original, the copies. I brought them here, all the original, they photocopied everything.
Where
so
are the originals?
The originals, I say at the office, website office.
Right. Please, we will
they're still
to
they're still there, yeah.
All right.
But let us have what you have brought. Like the list of the employees that Council
yeah, I
has
think I have 2 of them here. The appointment.
One call is still outside.
I think it's 2 of them are here. Original, few of them are here. This is the list of record. Contract for front end, yes. There's 2 of them here. One of them. The original, yeah, the rest they are at the office.
We apply to tender an offer of contract letter for the planting and maintaining of Tanbi wetland A6.10.7 to one Mr. Amadou John into evidence and exhibit.
A letter from CityLink Banjul Osten dated the 14th of July 2020, addressed to Mr. Amadou John, with reference EU's Banjul / Osten volume 1 in brackets 020. It has the subject of contract for the planting and maintaining of Tanbi wetland, A6.10.7. And this is signed for the project coordinator. It is copied to B.C.C, CityLink, Austin Banjul Project Finance Manager, CityLink Austin Banjul Project Field Supervisor. This letter is admitted in evidence as an exhibit and it is marked as LGC/BCC/LG/002.
As the commission places. Okay. Now, you were employed in this project.
Sorry?
You were employed in this project.
Yes, yes.
You specifically, you were paid a salary?
Yes. I was playing the role of supervisor, and then the rest of my staffs, they do the maintenance and also restoration, in Tanbi. So also in the sense that, mangroves, you cannot just jump and then go and plant in the degraded areas. So you have to go and do the site identification where suitable, to be able to do the planting. So I was playing the supervisory role, before planting, because, if you are familiar with Banjul, there are a lot of areas that have diebacks, especially if you are going towards the Port Authority, going from Radio City if you branch, that wetland, it used to be a very good habitat for mangrove, but then at the moment it's all died.
Right.
So going towards also mile 2, going, on the right-hand side also, there is a lagoon there.
Right.
Which is also, some part is suitable for planting, but then some part is not suitable. So my role is to go and then verify where suitable, where mangroves should be planted and where they should not be planted. So I remember during our site visits, we went around, we went to Tanbi, that's opposite pharmacy, the pumping station. We went there to check, and then we went to Radio Seed, and then also we took a boat. We went deep inside the creek to verify different suitable sites. So how many sites did you identify? The first year we have identified 3 sites. Site
how
1.
Many years altogether? Sorry? You said the first year.
Sorry, all the total sites identified were 3.
3 sites?
3 sites. Site 1, Site 1, Site 3.
Okay.
But based on my advice...
Can you name them, these sites?
Yeah, Site 1 is the Tanbi near pharmacy. Site 2 is the Radio Seed, and then Site 2 is Dangan village.
Right.
And then what I observed in the field, Site 2 was suitable for planting, and then Site 3, Dangan, but Site 1 was not suitable for planting. Right. Why? Because the road construction in Banjul by, what's the name again? The guy who is doing the road construction in Banjul. No, the guy who constructed the whole of Banjul streets. Guy, Amadou Guy, yeah. I believe during the construction, he must have, there is a main canal that went from, the city, that went to, the Tanbi, and then it's connected to the sea. So, and it's also under the tidal influence. All right? When there is low tides, the tidal will, flow past the highway to the wetland around Laswaf area. But I'm sure during this Guy's construction, there he must have dumped one of the canal that has resulted to blockage of the tidal system, the tidal system. So under that condition, if you plant mangroves, they will die. So and then my advice there was, we should not plant mangroves here until Guy removed that blockage. All right, and then they also accept the idea. But then it was an area that would have been the biggest achievement for the project in terms of the planting, because it has the largest area. So you only worked on the 2 sites that you have, out of the 3 you have identified? Yeah, the 3 sites, what we planted there was the Avicennia africana. We have different types of mangrove species. Yes. You have the Rhizophora racemosa, Rhizophora harizoni, Avicennia africana. So the Avicennia africana was suitable to be planted, in Site 3. But in the Rhizophora racemosa and Rhizophora mango. Where did you purchase these mangroves that you planted? Yes, we purchased it from the local communities. Okay. Do you have the necessary details in relation to the purchase? Yes. In fact, in this project, I also assigned one of the guy whose letter was tendered, John. He was the one that I assigned as the main project coordinator. He was the one responsible for doing all the activities. Do you have vouchers for 4 days
purchase.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, but one thing I know is we purchase mangrove propagule from the communities.
Do you have the vouchers?
Everything is there.
Everything is where?
I mean, the documents that I submit, you'll see the vouchers, you'll see where we purchase this propagules.
But where are your documents? Where are your originals? You should bring them.
No, I submitted them. As I mean, I was called here by this office last year.
You said you submitted photocopies.
Yes, photocopies.
Where are your originals?
The originals are in the office. Yeah, you mean let me bring those originals again?
Yes.
Okay, all right, I understand.
You will need that.
Okay.
So it contains all the mangroves you have purchased.
Everything. No doubt about everything.
And so that is the value. So is that separate from your salary that you've received?
The separate.
Of your gross, you as a supervisor.
As a supervisor,
so just hear me out when I finish my question and you answer.
Sorry.
Please, okay? Now, as a supervisor, you are paid salary.
Yes.
And the other 13, your employees.
We are 12, and then myself make it 13. 13, yeah.
Now, all of you were paid monthly salary. For how long?
Since 2020 up to 2022.
So what is the payment for the 2 million plus you said you've received?
This what I'm saying is mangrove planting, sensitization, monitoring of bird species, the tree nursery, school nursery, I mean the awareness creation. Yeah, I think these are the
Did you send an invoice?
Sorry?
Did you send an invoice to the project for the specific payments?
Yeah, we make requests to the project's team. And as I mentioned, we work on quotas.
Yes.
2020, they were sponsoring the activity by activity. But when we sit as a team, we say, I think if we want to go at this pace, it will be very slow. So why not we work on quotas? Either 3 months, we look at activities that they can fund. We calculate the whole 3 months, make a request, and then they give us that money. We implement and then go and report back to them with all the necessary supportive documents, technical and financial. When they are satisfied, then they give us another 3 months or 6 months. That's how we work with it.
The original project proposal?
The original proposal, I was even asking whether you also have it, because I was assigned.
Do you have it?
No, I didn't have it. But then I have the concept proposal of the project, of this project, because I remember when I wrote my area, I sent the concept note to Peter by email. So I should be able to trace that email. Because remember, Peter collect my area, my component, and the other component, and then he compile them together to write the full project proposal.
Where's your component, sir?
This is what I said earlier. Well, the component I wrote was the mangrove, the Tanbi wetland restoration and maintenance.
Can you produce the?
Yeah. If I go through the email, I should be able to trace it.
Anyways, let me show you this voucher.
This is the number requested.
You recognize that voucher?
Yes.
All right. May I please have it?
549, yeah, 549, yes. Yes, I recognize the one also, 449.
Very well. May I have it, please? We apply to tender two vouchers. The first is voucher number 995 for payment of $449,630 is paid to WAPSA, being payment as allocation to WAPSA to take care of the 6 months activity plan budget as per the work plan. And the second is number 807, paid to WAPSA, the West African Birds Study Association. Amount is $895,000, being payment as allocated to WAPSA to fund requests for the school nursery activities. A payment voucher from CityLink Banjul Austin with PV number 807. The payee is WAPSA, the West African Birds Study Association, for the sum of $895,000. The second voucher is also a payment voucher from CityLink Banjul Austin with PV number 995. The payee is WAPSA, the West African Birds Study Association, for the sum of $449,630. The details of payment for the first one is being payment as allocation to WAPSA to fund request for the school's nursery activities. And the second one, the details of payment is being payment as allocation to WAPSA to take care of the 6 months activity plan budget as per the work plan, July to December 2022. These two payment vouchers are admitted in evidence together as exhibit, and they are marked as LGC/BCC/LG/003. As the Commission places. Now, you've had your activity report? You prepare activity report?
Every request we make when they disburse the payment based on the 6 months activity, at the end we have our financial and technical report, but also before that we submit a work plan, an activity that we supposed to visit the period. So based on that, they give us the fund.
Can you please produce all these documents, your work plan, the original?
Everything. In fact, I have already provided everything. I submitted here, so I don't know. Yeah.
Did you provide the originals?
I came with the originals, and they photocopy.
Did you provide the originals?
Yes.
The originals?
Yes, I
you submitted the originals?
No, I came with the originals. Because what they told me
Can you
is
listen to me, please? Did you submit the originals?
no, I didn't
Do
submit the
you
originals.
have the originals?
Everything is at.
Can you produce the originals?
Yes.
So please do not repeat again.
No, okay,
back
I
and
understand.
forth. Yes,
Sorry for
I've
that.
been
Sorry for
saying
that.
it
Sorry
over
for
and over and over again.
Sorry for that.
You understand that? To make it
Very
simple,
well.
this is the commission. So
Very
you're
well.
now giving your testimony. We need your original documents.
Okay.
You understand that?
I have all the originals with
It's
me.
as simple as that. You were informed to bring these documents when you were called to come and testify. You were informed to bring all necessary documents. You should have brought them.
Yes,
You were informed.
I was informed. Yes,
Exactly.
Yeah. But it was not said that I should bring the original. In fact, what I perceive is.
Mr. Jobateh, let's proceed. You will come back tomorrow and bring your original documents. It's as simple as that. Please.
Okay.
It is almost a deliberate act because you had the information that you're supposed to bring your documents. Now, the activity plan. Please take a paper and a pen. Write down some of the specifics we're asking you to produce.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. Activity plan.
Yes. And the activity report. You have an activity report? Your financial reports?
Yes, we have all of them.
Yes, please.
Yes.
And I've also said your employment letters for your...
All the 12 staffs.
Yes.
Yes.
13 including Mr. Jobateh.
Mine, this is what I was unable to trace. So I don't know whether, I have to be frank, whether I was given, even if in the event I was given, they must have a copy in the project team's office. They should have, in the event I lost mine, they should have theirs in their file.
All right.
Yeah. So activity report, financial.
Into the microphone, please.
Activity report on
Yes.
financial.
Activity report, activity plan, and your financial...
Yes, activity
report or
report,
statement.
financial report. Yes, I got 3 here.
Now we have your request for the money that was paid to you, $895,000, in relation to the voucher you have identified, voucher marked LGC / B.C.C. / LJ003. The PV number is 0807. Attached is your letter addressed to the project manager, the Banjul EU project team, the Banjul City Council, and you signed the letter as executive director, correct?
Yeah.
This was on the 14th of February 2022. It reads as discussed during the Wednesday 9th February 2022 meeting at Webster office between the EU project team and our team. Please find the update request for the Nursery school activity. The amount being requested is now $895,000 only, and you've provided your bank details. Now, this was in the budget?
Yes, because each of the activities was costed in the work plan.
Okay.
And then based on that, that's why it
was approved?
It was approved by the project team.
Yes. Which you were part of?
Yes.
All right. And you had to bring the work plan as well? Which
yes, because it was a work plan. Yes, it was a work plan that also led us to this,
now
it was costed.
Now we have your Webster School Nursery Guide 2022. You had this activity, it was conducted?
It was conducted already. It was conducted in all the schools in Banjul. And then
schools in Banjul.
All the schools, all the 13 schools.
Okay.
We create, in fact, in the original document, the school nurseries, we supposed to buy the polythene bags.
Right.
But then, according to Jonas, one of the project coordinators, he said we should forgo the polyethylene bags and then go for because they are not environmentally friendly and then they are not biodegradable. So we should go for this even plastic waters. So each school, this certain school, because we're supposed to raise about 10,000 seedlings. 10,000.
10,000?
Seedlings.
Okay.
Yes. We divided into all the schools. So each school almost some 1,000, some 500, some 800. But then the 13, if you combine it together, it resulted in 10,000 seedlings. That's what we have raised.
All right. So I've seen the guide, 2022 guide, where you have, for instance, the target group for the first column is WAPSA management and volunteers, WAPSA schools, club members and schools, administrations, WAPSA teachers, coordinators, and schools agri teachers. And you have the total amount to be spent is $625,000. What was it spent on? Will your financial statement outline this expenditure?
Yes. It will everything. It will be outlined. Yes.
Do you have receipts to indicate?
We have receipts here because any payment we do, we make sure
Can you write it down? We will need all the evidence of payments for amounting to this amount, $625,000.
For the nursery.
Come again?
Evidence of payment for the nursery, 625,000.
Yes. For the school visit, watering and greening,
yes,
$150,000.
Sorry, repeat the figure again.
$625,000. That's the first column.
Yes.
The second is $150,000 for school visit and watering of greening sites.
That one is school visit.
Yes.
Okay.
The quiz competition on environment. You also did this activity as well?
Yes.
$120,000. Yes. So please, if you want to see the breakdown and proof of expenditure.
103,000.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Now, how long did this project last?
The project lasts, if I can remember, 3 years, 2020 to 2022. But then in 2019, WAPSA conduct an assessment study in Banjul, a need assessment, because already we got the concept that this project is coming. Peter told us that they are expecting the project. So we went around in Banjul in all the 9 wards to conduct a need assessment, which I have the question here. That question is in my bag, to assess the people in Banjul whether the green component, whether they are in for it or not. So we designed a very simple questionnaire, to get their willingness about the project well before the project comes. So we conceived the idea well before the project was funded, the concept in 2019. So we went around all the wards in all the 9 wards. So we used the ward councillors to get to the people to sound their views about the greening of Banjul. So based on their response, whilst we are writing this concept project proposal, so we are able to inculcate those comments and the willingness of the peoples in Banjul. So I'm sure that must also have contributed.
On the 2nd of July 2022, you wrote a request as well to be paid an amount of $459,630. You recall this?
Yes.
What was this for?
I'm sure the detail of the request, it
reads on behalf of the West African Birds Study Association, that's WAPSA. Lamin Jobateh, the executive director of WAPSA, is hereby requesting the amount of $429,630 as a request based on the agreed
activities.
During the meeting,
Yes.
there's no word activity, but I know it is activity.
Yes.
During the meeting with B.C.C. / Ostend in bracket EU project, and you provided your bank details, but it did not state what the amount is for.
Yes, if I refer this amount to the work plan, I'll be able to know which activity. But I'm sure it must include the mangrove planting.
Come again?
It must involve the activities must involve mangrove plantings.
Yes.
Cleaning.
Yes.
Because we do monthly cleaning.
Yes.
Outside the city and inside the city, mangrove planting, cleaning exercise. And then also, because the work plan will show what's all this 449,000. And we got the work plan also, we got it. Because every request we make, we have a document of it, we document it.
Very well. So please produce all these work plans in relation to
the 449.
The entire amount of
Yes,
2.9 million.
Yes.
The statement is 3.3 million plus, but you had said 2.9 million, thereabout. Just provide the work plan.
Work plan.
What each payment, how it was spent, and the receipts to prove that it went to the right cause.
Okay.
Right.
Thank you. I've got all of them. All of them.
All right. Any questions?
Mr. Jobateh.
Yes.
Good. I just looked at one of the TOR of your staff, and it is mentioned ensuring that the Tanbi wetland is always clean. What tools do they use to clean it?
We liaise with the B.C.C. and then normally we get these cleaning materials from them. And then we conduct this.
What tools do they use?
Rakes, wheelbarrows, where we gather plastics or waste, they give us this big black plastic bags, and then we, put all the waste there, and then normally the tractors come and collect the waste. Okay. If I get you clearly.
Right. The other one is, how much land have you replanted mangroves? How much land? Or how much mangroves have you planted?
That's a good question. The first year, okay, for that one, if you will allow me, because each planted activity, we have an activity report, technical report. So in the technical report, that will also address your question, because I don't want to speak overhead, and then miss the point. When each activity, quarterly activities, we have both the financial and technical reports. So because mangrove activity is very key planting, we will indicate in the proposal how many bags and even to go for and how many hectares. So the technical report will definitely answer that question.
Yes, that was what I'm asking about. How many hectares have you replanted?
Yes.
Now, you talk about the school nurseries. What siblings were planted there, and where is it taken to? You're talking of 10,000 trees. Where did you plant that?
We plant some in the schools. Remember, I told you in 2019 we conducted an assessment to seek the consent of Banjulians whether they're in support of this tree.
I don't want us to argue.
Yeah. No.
Wait. You have to listen. I don't want to argue. I live in Banjul.
Very well. Yeah.
And I really doubt if that was brought to us. I don't want to go further. Because at Krabaran Road, where I live, it's almost the center of Banjul.
Yes.
You know, and I know. You just live next door.
Very well.
So if I don't see the questionnaire, I doubt. Anyway, I don't want to argue about the questionnaire. But what I'm simply saying is, what did you do with all these siblings, 10,000 siblings?
Yes, this is what I'm saying. In fact, our role in the nursery raising is to Yes.
Jobateh, answer the question. He is asking you a specific question.
Exactly.
Answer the question. If
Okay.
you want to elaborate, you elaborate.
Elaborate,
He's
okay,
asking
okay.
you, where is that 10,000
Seedlings
seedling planted?
planted.
If
This
it
was-
is planted at a particular zone, you say
Exactly.
this is where it is planted. So we have clarity on the answers and the questions that had been given.
The
All right. So
10,000
answer the question. If you want to elaborate on your answer,
Okay,
you
okay.
can do so.
The
Thank you.
10,000 seedlings were planted, in the compounds, outside the compounds, and then also the rest was taken to the B.C.C, their central nursery. Later, it was planted, in the seasides. Evangel. But let me come again. I forgot to mention one important thing. During the time of raising this nursery, you remember in 2021 or 22, there was a big flood in Banjul. Yeah? A massive flood that went up to about 5 or 6 days. And this has affected also our nursery. It has affected the nursery.
So the flooding took away the nurseries?
No. Because the water covers the nursery. I will not lie to you. And then it was there for almost a week. So, but then we managed still to, raise that we can. So, in fact, before the flood, we have conducted tour with Peter to go and inspect all these nurseries in all the schools.
Okay.
And we got evidence of all.
Wait.
Yes.
I don't want us to go into these things, but can you tell us, out of 10,000, what percentage of the nurseries were saved from the flood?
Almost, 50% of the nursery was affected.
So you didn't plant 10,000, you planted 5,000.
No, we almost. But again, when I report this,
No.
yes.
Let's agree on the figure and you move on.
Okay, yes.
It's no more 10,000.
Yes.
It's 5,000.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Move
Yeah,
on.
because I don't want you to put something on my amount. If I say if I go to the report and see it's different. But what I know is when we had this problem, Coach, I report this problem technically to the project coordinator, Jonas, right? And then he was not convinced with that. He said, we have to raise again these nurseries because despite all the losses, but he said, we have to raise this nursery again. So I have to talk to my teams. We use our central nursery in Abuko. In fact, he advised us to raise another 3,000 seedlings of moringa. I remember very well. So I have to talk to my, this is the situation. We had a flood which is natural and is beyond our control. But when this guy is not convinced, he said we have to still raise. So we raised another 2,000 seedlings in our central nursery in Abuko, all moringa.
Okay, not 3,000, now it's 2,000.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. I remember that very well.
Can you tell us, out of these trees that were planted, if you have a real M&E, monetary evaluation, how many still survive?
Well, I will not know how many survived. Good.
How do you justify that the project was a success if this mechanism wasn't put in place?
Because, as I mentioned, I will not know, but as I mentioned earlier on, our role in the project was to raise the nursery. Then the project facilitator, Buguma, supposed to come and collect, the seedlings, and then they go and plant. Yes.
But you might not know how much was planted.
This, maybe Buguma will know. Buguma will know. He's the project facilitator. He will know that. Okay. We play our role to raise the seedling. That was our role. But not to collect, even to collect from the nursery, central nursery, to transport it. That was not our role. So Buguma supposed to, with his tricycle, he's supposed to collect. Yeah.
All right, thank you. So it was just to raise it. Not to plant it, not to do any...
Exactly. That was our...
Wait. Yeah. Not to do any monitoring evaluation at the end of the project to know how successful was the project, because this project could be replicated somewhere else. But you need all this data to convince someone else who is coming to be able to give money. But if you are saying that you don't even know, then it becomes an issue. Thank you for the response. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
We don't have a question for the witness. We want him to come back tomorrow and produce all these documents that we have asked him to produce. The activity report, the financial statements, the budget or the work plan.
For 49,000.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Thank you, Mr. Jobateh. We will see you tomorrow.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay.
Thank you so much. Please call in the next witness.
Good afternoon, Mr. Witness. Welcome. Stand here and face that camera. Welcome to this Commission of Inquiry into Local Government Councils and Related Matters. Mr. Witness,
Thank you very much.
in which language do you wish to make your testimony?
English.
What is your religion? Your religion.
Muslim. I'm a Muslim.
Do you wish to swear by the Holy Quran or make an affirmation?
I swear by the Holy Quran.
Madam Chair, the witness wishes to swear by the Holy Quran. Hold the Holy Quran and then repeat after me. I, Babukar Cisse, do swear that I'll speak the truth,
the whole truth,
and nothing but the truth.
and nothing but the truth.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Thank you. You may be kindly seated. Madam Chair, the witness is sworn. I have the honor to hand over the witness for us to proceed.
Good afternoon, Mr. Cisse.
Good afternoon, Madam Chair.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Council, you may proceed.
Mr. Cisse, what is your name? Your full name?
My full name is Babukar Cisse.
Your address?
Fajara M section, Pipeline.
What is your educational background?
I have a Bachelor of Arts degree and a MBA specializing in human resource management.
Now, where do you work?
I currently work at the United States Embassy, Banjul, as human resource specialist.
Since when?
Since August 2022.
And prior to that?
Prior to that, well, my career in HR started at the PMO in 1995, and then as cadet admin officer, then promoted to admin officer. Then in 1997, I moved to Gambia International Airlines as senior human resource officer 2 at the airport, Banjul International Airport. I was there for 5 years. Before leaving, I was promoted to supervisor and then acting HR manager. Then I was appointed at Gumworks Agency as admin assistant in 2002, December 2002. Then in 2006, I was promoted to human resource manager. And 2012, I was promoted to senior human resource manager. In 2021, after serving 17 years, in 2021, Reliance Financial Services headhunted me and appointed me as the head of HR and administration. I was there for 1 year, and in August 2022, then I was appointed at the American Embassy.
Very well. Now, you recall giving a statement?
Yes, I do.
Please go through that statement.
Okay. Yes, that's my statement.
We apply to tender the statement of the witness, Babukar Sise, into evidence and exhibit.
The statement dated the 25th of August 2023 made by the witness is hereby admitted in evidence as an exhibit, and it is marked as LGC/BCC/BC/001.
As the Commission places. Now, you had a contract that you have signed with B.C.C.
Yes, sir.
That is in relation to preparing a human resource training policy or policies.
Yes.
When was this?
This was we signed the contract in September 2022.
Of which year?
2022.
Do you have the contract that you've signed?
Yes. Unfortunately, I could not trace the signed contract, but I have the copy of the contract, which is unsigned. But that's the one that was signed.
May I please see it?
Yes. It was signed in the office of the CEO, B.C.C.
We apply to tender an unsigned contract document as produced by the witness. The heading is Ostend Banjul City Link Project Contract Agreement for Development of HR and Training Policy through the EU funded implemented by the Banjul City Council in the Banjul City of. That's why it stops. It says Independent Consultant Agreement. Into evidence as an exhibit.
The Ostend Banjul City Link Project Contract Agreement for Development of HR and Training Policy through the EU funded implemented by the Banjul City Council in the Banjul City of. Sorry, I am reading verbatim as is contained on the document. an independent consultant agreement. The agreement is unsigned. This document is admitted in evidence as an exhibit, and it is marked as LGC/BCC/BC/002.
As the Commission places. Now, how did you learn about this project, this consultancy service?
Project. Okay. My friend, Professor Fane of the UTG, informed me that the project manager of the Osten project, EU project, contacted him as they are seeking.
And who is that?
Alfuseni Gano, the project manager.
Gano.
Gano,
Yes.
Gano.
Yes.
Yes, he is the project manager of the EU-funded project.
Yes.
So Gano told Dr. Fane that they are seeking proposals from qualified consultants to develop HR policy and training policy at BCC
Yes.
under the good governance component of the EU-funded project. Now, Professor Fane, because I've known him and he knows my work in HR, contacted me, and Dr. Alfuseni Gano convened a meeting at the MDI in which he intimated the need for this HR and training policy at BCC, which would be funded by this EU project. So he said, if I am interested, then I should submit proposals. So I think a day or two after, he sent me an email to request to invite me to submit expression of interest.
Who sent you an email?
Alfuseni Gano.
Okay.
Yeah, based on our meeting at the MDI.
Yes.
He was just putting it in writing, that he's inviting me to submit expression of interest, of which I responded, and I submitted my proposals, copies of which I have here.
Do you have copies of the email sent to you?
Yes.
And your response therein?
And my response therein, yes. It's here with me. And my response was that I will be submitting technical and financial proposals for the consultancy assignment. Sorry, sir, the response is here. I have the response email.
We apply to tender an email correspondence between Mr. Alfuseni Gano and the witness, Babukar Sise, in relation to the consultancy services. The first is the expression of interest in a consultancy in HR and training policy. And the reply headed the development of HR and training policy consultancy, technical and financial proposals. Were you informed of the allocation for this consultancy?
Sorry, I cannot get
Were you informed at any point by Alfuseni Gano?
Yes.
The funds allocated for this consultancy?
No, the funds allocated, no.
At any point in your meetings?
No. He just said generally that there's a budget allocated for this consultancy assignment.
You didn't ask for how much the budget is?
No, no, that's not the way I work. Because I submit proposals, and based on the proposal, I do my financial proposal. Yes.
But it's no secret. Sometimes these, most times, the
Yes.
monies that will be allocated will be known to the public. It's no secret that you will know that if you're applying for a particular consultancy, this is the amount that is budgeted for the consultancy.
Yes, that is true.
Yes,
But
they are-
with my
because the interest from for the party contracting you would be for the services you render.
yes,
Do you understand? For the
Yeah.
services you render.
yes,
And so they are not probably looking for mainly the cheapest, but the first would be the most qualified.
yes.
And if the most qualified meets the funding bracket, then you may be lucky to have it.
Well, from my understanding of procurement, because I have dealt with, I am trained in World Bank guidelines for
Yes.
procurement at Gumworks Agency. So I know that a consultant is recruited based on individual qualification experience.
Exactly.
But also there's another contracting mechanism based on quality cost based.
Yes,
Yes, and also cost based.
absolutely.
Yes, but when I'm invited to submit proposal, I don't ask for the budget. I submit my proposal based on my technical expertise and then put my proposal. Once the proposal is reviewed and maybe accepted, then there's also room for negotiation if it is above budget.
Okay, let's have this document admitted and we can proceed with that.
The expression of interest in a consultancy in HR and training policy from Dr. Gano to the witness, Mr. Babukar Sisi, dated the 12th of May, 2022, and the development of HR and training policy consultancy, that is the technical and financial proposals from Babukar Sisi, that is the witness, to Dr. Gano, dated the 18th of May, 2022. These two documents are hereby admitted in evidence as exhibit, and they are marked as LGC/BCC/BC/003.
As the commission places. Now, my point is,
Yes,
it will be very clear when it comes to consultancy, the procurement rules are different from the procurement of goods.
yes, I know.
You understand that?
Yes,
For the procurement of goods, of course, you have a technical specification, but also the price is also very important.
yes,
Now, for consultancy services,
yes,
the main issue is to know whether you are having, or you're going to secure the right consultant for the right job.
yes,
But the prices are almost fixed because they'll be budgeted for. You understand that?
yes,
So depending on who your client is, who is rolling out the offer of for consultants, you
Yes.
would want to know. Every consultant wants to know how much is budgeted for, to know where they fit in or not. You're not going to send in an amount of $10,000 when the amount that is budgeted for is, let's say, $20,000 for this for that amount. You understand that?
yes,
So that's how it works. So for most of the consultants, you have to know what the budget is to be able to see whether it requires for you to waste your time, your energy in sending your application or your proposal, your request for proposal or not.
okay. Yes, I understand your point, but for me, personally, I look at the scope of works that's to be delivered.
Yes.
And based on the scope of works, the complexity of the work to be done,
Right.
then that's what I price. But I don't,
How many times have you done a work like this, consultancies?
consultancy over 15 times.
15 times.
Yes.
All right. And so it's
I can't-
always within the same range, the amounts that you charge?
No, that's what I'm saying. It depends on the scope of the work to be done.
Right.
Like, for instance, when we were doing the HR audit
Yeah.
of Gamcell,
Right.
well, it's a big study. Obviously, that will not be the same amount as if you're doing a HR policy.
That's bigger than the Austin project?
Yeah,
How?
far more
Why?
bigger. It was a World Bank project in 2016.
But this is an EU project as well.
No. It was a World Bank funded project. The HR audit of Gamcell.
But this is an EU project as well.
This one.
Yes.
Yes, I know, but the scope of work, I mean, definitely I cannot fly for a HR policy manual, knowing the processes that will be involved, knowing the time and effort that I'll put into
What would be different?
Pardon?
Working for Gamcell HR consultancy.
HR audit.
Yes.
We had to do an institutional assessment of the whole of Gamcell and Gamcel.
Yes.
And Gamcel alone had 1,500 employees.
All right.
We had to look at their...
Now, let me read you part of the task that you are to embark on if you are going to be awarded this contract, which you emerged as the winner. The staff orientation and indication policy.
Yes.
You would work on the performance appraisal system.
Yes.
Staff training and development policy.
Yes.
And staff motivation and retention. So all of these were met.
Yes, all of them were met.
All right. And do you have a report?
Yes, I have my final report. I also have my proposals that are here that I want to submit.
Maybe please.
My technical and financial proposals.
Right. How were you paid? Bank transfer?
The advance payment, 50% advance payment was paid by bank transfer. Is it RTS or RTG?
Okay.
Yes.
And then
In my account.
And the other 50%?
Yeah, the second payment, 40%, was paid by check. And if I remember correctly, because I signed the payment voucher, I think it was an EcoBank check.
EcoBank check.
EcoBank, yes, if I remember correctly. And then the third payment, 10%, after the submission of the final report, was not paid to me, but it was withheld as withholding tax, 10% of the contract sum, which is which is 10% is 41,250.
Yes.
Yes, as the withholding tax.
We apply to tender the technical proposal for the Banjul City Council and the EU-funded project City Link Ostend Banjul for the development of HR and training policy, May 2022. And the financial proposal for Banjul City Ostend and the EU-funded project as well.
The technical proposal for the Banjul City Council and the EU-funded project City Link Ostend Banjul, title of Consulting Services is Development of HR and Training Policy, May 2022. And the financial proposal of Banjul City Council and the EU-funded project City Link Ostend Banjul, title of Consulting Services is the Development of HR and Training Policy, May 2022. The technical and the financial proposals are admitted together as exhibit in evidence, and they are marked as LGC/BCC/BC/004.
Ask the Commission, please. In your letter addressed to Alpha Senegano, the project manager, you've stated or you've referenced an RFP, a request for proposal sent to you, dated the 11th of May 2022.
Okay.
Do you have a copy of that?
No, what that was the invitation to submit expression of interest. Yeah, it was just the way I worded it, but it should have been invitation to submit expression of interest.
So you were not sent a request for proposal on the 11th of May 2022?
Yeah, it was the email that he sent, inviting me.
But the email is not a request for proposal, is it? In accordance with, but that's not for you.
Yeah, I don't. Okay.
That's not for you.
Okay.
Yeah, the email probably did not meet the requirement for request for proposal, but just to confirm that you were not sent a request on the 11th of May 2020 to ask for your letter.
Yes, no.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
Can you please provide us with your bank details that you are paid the 50%?
Yes, I have it here with me. And highlighted in yellow.
We apply to tender the statement of account covering 1st of August 2022 through 30th of September 2022 for the witness Babakar Sise at Trust Bank. The account number is 1100-3193601 into evidence and exhibit.
The statement of account for the witness covering the period 1st August 2022 through to 30th of September 2022 is hereby admitted in evidence as an exhibit, and it is marked as LGC/BCC/BC/005.
As the commission places. Now, who drafted your agreement?
The agreement?
Yes.
It was the Banjul, the project.
The project?
Yes. From Banjul City Council.
And you have gone through the agreement?
Yes, I went through the agreement, yes.
Now, when the agreement says, for instance, the introductory clause, the paragraph 4, with respect to the relationship between the two parties, where it reads, the consultant will provide the consultant's services to the company as an independent consultant and not as an employee. Which company are you referring to?
No, I did not submit as a company, but as an individual consultant. That's why the agreement says independent consultant.
Yes, but the body of the contract entirely reads between the consultant and the company. Okay.
Well, in this case, it's not apt for this agreement.
Okay.
Because I served as an individual consultant.
So you did not go through this agreement?
No, I did.
You did?
Yes.
You didn't notice that? But throughout the document, that's what it says.
But you know,
it did not refer to, it did not have any mention of the project itself. So it's as if you had an agreement between you and another company.
Okay. Well, you know the legal jargons.
Well, that's not illegal. That's not a legal jargon.
Okay, I take your point.
That's to identify the parties in the contract for it to be binding.
Okay.
You can't have a contract that does not mention you, your name, and you expect it to be binding on you. You understand?
Yes, you are right, yes. But my name is there on the contract, on almost every page.
Yes, your name is there.
Yeah.
But the other party's description is not adequate.
Okay, okay, I concede your point.
Any questions for this witness?
Yes. Mr. Cisse, I take it that the detailed description of services is the technical and the financial proposal, correct?
Yeah, detail is in the technical proposal.
The technical and the financial.
Yeah, the financial just to cover, the fees.
Yes.
Paid. Yes.
Yes, you did mention in the agreement that there are some annexures. That is the tender document and the consultant's offer.
How many do you have?
Do you have? Was it a tender or an RFQ? That is request for quotation. If you may clarify that.
It was a request for expression of interest.
But,
yes.
But in your agreement, you did indicate that the annexures include a tender document. Is that correct?
So I'm not getting you. I don't understand.
I said in the agreement that you signed with B.C.C.
Yes.
It contained the fact that you have attached annexures to the agreement. Is that correct?
Yes. I think it's
part of the annexures that you attach in that document is a tender document.
Yes.
And also the consultant's offer. Do you have those documents?
Yeah, that's my technical and financial proposal. Those are
there are three issues that you said were attached to the agreement.
Okay.
As per Exhibit LGC stroke BCC stroke BC stroke 003, if I am correct.
Yes.
That there are three annexures that you attached.
Yes.
So, and I did ask earlier on that, is it correct that the technical and the financial proposal is what you referred to in the annexures as detailed description of services?
Yes, that's correct.
Right. So now I'm asking about the two, the tender document and the consultant's offer.
Okay.
Was it an error?
In procurement terminology, technical proposal and financial proposal, they are considered as tender documents. But that's your offer. And then the contracting party would review and decide which bidder is the best qualified. And then they would go and sign the agreement. So that's my understanding of it.
Yes, we may have a different understanding because if you say you have submitted three annexures and a tender document is part of it, and you have a separate submission of your technical and your financial proposal, they cannot be one and the same. Is that correct?
Yes, well, I remember at the time I signed the contract, I did also attach another copy of the technical and financial proposal.
Yes, that is what I'm saying. I said that is why I asked for clarification, which you have done.
Okay.
So I am saying that, you did not submit as an annexure to the agreement a tender document because that is not part of the document.
Yeah, that's true.
Is that correct?
Yes.
And the consultant's offer.
Yes.
What was it that you submitted?
The financial proposal.
So 2 and 3 are one and the same. I just wanted clarity.
Yeah, the technical proposal was to highlight the services to be...
Yes, I understand. The technical proposal gives you an overview of a background.
That's right.
Of what you need to do.
Yes.
And what is the process you are going to use to get to the anticipated results.
Yes, the methodology. Yes.
And then the financial proposal is the budget.
Yes.
The budget that you are proposing to the client.
Exactly.
Why you are charging that amount of money.
Yes.
So I am saying that there was no tender document that is submitted because a tender document, as we understand it, is something totally different from the technical and the financial proposal.
Okay.
Is that correct?
Well, I mean, if it comes to legal terms, I will not be able to. but I know that it was the review.
Now, Mr. Sisi, to help you, you have indicated in that document that this is 3 documents you submitted.
Yes.
But my understanding is that is why I asked for further clarification.
Okay.
That whether your detailed description of service
Yes.
is what is meant when you said you have a technical and a financial proposal. Because I do believe that is what you mean when you say a detailed description of services.
That is it,
because
yes.
Of course, the services will include the budgetary element, you understand, of the services that you are going to provide.
Yes, that's it.
Right?
Yes.
So I haven't seen a tender document. Aside from the email correspondences and a consultant's offer.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Counsel, you may proceed.
We have no further questions for this witness.
Okay. Mr. Sise, thank you so much.
Okay.
You are discharged.
Okay.
And thank you once again for coming. In case we need you to clarify any issue, we may call you.
Okay.
But you are discharged.
Yes, madam, can I just make one appeal?
Yes.
I have my final reports that are all here.
Yes.
If I can please submit.
Yes.
I can please submit because, this is to provide evidence that I did discharge my obligations under the contract.
Very well, very well. It's very important for us to have the report.
Yes, please, yes.
Yes.
And alongside the report, I'd also...
did you pay your withholding tax? Do you have a receipt for the withholding tax?
No, I don't have a receipt for that. Because the accountant, Mr. Cham, said they're going to pay the withholding tax.
Okay.
But I was not supplied with any receipt.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Please hand over the documents to the minister.
And I would just want to, please, if I can mention that before submission of the final reports, I did conduct a validation workshop at the B.C.C. in which to receive the draft report was discussed and also to receive management's comments, for it.
I believe all those will be captured in the report.
Yes, yes.
And for all those policies that you needed to provide, did you provide them?
Yes, I did, yes. And they're there.
Do you have copies of those ones that, based on what is contained in the agreement, the policies that you needed to provide do you have them?
Well, those are the policies that I've just handed over now.
Okay.
Yes. It's the Human Resource Policy Manual,
yes.
The training policy,
yes.
And then the final report. Now, the task to do an orientation policy is in the Human Resource Policy Manual, and also the orientation is also in the Human Resource Manual.
Thank you.
They're all there.
We apply to tender the Banjul City Council final report for the consultancy for the development of a HR policy manual and training policy 2023 and the human resource policy manual and the draft report HR policy manual and training policy document.
So they are the final report. The final, the final, not the draft.
I see a draft here.
No, the draft was in the email that I, but you can discard that. And then my PowerPoint presentation on my findings during the consultancy assignment, that there were no job descriptions at the council, didn't have any performance management system in place. They didn't have an HR unit, to implement the HR policies. Also, they don't have a scheme of service, which should govern the system of recruitment and training and promotions. Also, they didn't have an orientation program for new employees.
At the exit meeting, these are the issues that you discussed? At the exit meeting with the senior management?
Yes, which is contained in my final report, yes.
Okay.
Yes. And I did, sorry, just to add, I also volunteered to do a free training program for the admin and HR staff and senior management staff on this HR policy manual, so that, they become familiar with the terms and conditions of service for employees and how the human resource management, human resource should be governed at B.C.C.
Did they take up that offer?
No, ultimately no. But I made several follow-ups, but they did not.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
The Banjul City Council final report, Consultancy, development of a HR policy, manual and training policy 2023. The Banjul City Council draft report, HR policy manual and training policy document, validation presentation by Babukar Sise consultant. It's dated 30th of December 2022. The Banjul City Council validation workshop, that is the presentation of the draft report for the HR policy manual and training policy at the B.C.C head office, 30th of December 2022. The Banjul City Council Human Resource Policy Manual 2023. The Banjul City Council Training Policy 2023. These documents are admitted together in a bundle as exhibit in evidence, and they are marked as LGC/BCC/BC/006.
As the Commission places.
So, Mr. Sise, thank you once again.
Okay.
You are discharged.
Okay. Thank you very much for having me.
Good afternoon, Madam Witness.
Good afternoon.
Welcome to this Commission of Inquiry into Local Government Councils and related matters.
Thank you.
Madam Witness, in which language do you wish to make your testimony?
I'll do an affirmation.
No, I mean, in which language do you wish to make your testimony?
I'll speak in Wolof to clarify some issues for the audience.
What is your religion?
Islam.
Do you wish to swear by the Holy Quran or make an affirmation?
I'll make an affirmation.
Madam Chair, the witness wishes to make an affirmation. Use your right hand, raise it up, and then repeat after me. I, Aiden Jai, do solemnly, sincerely, and truly declare and affirm that the evidence I shall give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Thank you. You may be kindly seated. Madam Chair, the witness is sworn. I have the honor to hand over the witness for us to proceed.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, ma.
Madam Jai, you are welcome.
Thank you, ma.
Council, we may proceed.
Please tell the Commission your full name.
Sorry. I am Miss Aiden Jai.
You said you will speak it in Wolof, correct?
Yes.
Are you speaking in Wolof or in English language?
In Wolof, please.
Very well. Now, what is your full name?
Mangi tuda Aiden Jai.
Ida Jai are my names.
Your address?
Fodega,
Banjul.
Banjul I reside.
You also work for the B.C.C?
Nena yotamit bokanga si ñu day liggéey si B.C.C.
Wa B.C.C. la doon.
Yes, I do.
As a procurement officer?
Nena procurement officer nga.
Wow, procurement officer la doon. Moy won suma job role.
Yes, that is my role.
When were you employed at the B.C.C?
Nena B.C.C. kañ lañ la jël liggéey?
1st June 2014.
2014, 1st of June.
Do you have your employment letter?
Nena mba am nga sa employment letter?
Wa man ko amé.
Yes, I do.
Were you confirmed at any point?
Nena nda dañ la confirmation bi.
Lolu leeruma parce que xawma ndax confirm nañ ma or not parce que jotuma confirmation.
I can't ascertain because I can't say exactly whether I have been confirmed or not.
May I please see your employment letter?
Nena mun nañ la gis sa employment letter bi.
We apply to tender the employment letter of the witness, Aiden Jai. The date is 12th of May 2014 into evidence as an exhibit.
A letter dated the 12th of May 2014 with reference 2/BCC/P/14/N in brackets 135 addressed to Aiden Jai, and it has the subject appointment as Assistant Procurement Officer. It is signed by the CEO. It is addressed to the Lord Mayor, Director of Finance, Chairman Finance Committee, Chairman Establishment Committee, and a file copy is maintained. This letter is admitted in evidence as an exhibit and it is marked as LGC/BCC/IN/001.
As the Commission pleases. Now, you gave a statement and an additional statement as well. Do you recall this?
Yeah.
Ndam nga fatale ko ne joxe nga fi statement nga daldi yoga tamit ñaaral bi moy additional statement.
Wa mu na ko fatale ko.
Yes, I do remember.
We'll give you these statements.
Nena legi nañ la jox nga set na yoy la wala det.
Please go through them.
Nena nga set len.
And you tell the commission whether those are the statements that were obtained from you.
Nga dal ñu wanda bi moy sa statement wi nga am ne jot nañ ko ci wala det.
Wow, council li moy statement bi ma joxe waaye am na yenn yoo xam ne xëj na through our deliberations dina ko boole si libe through suñu dem deliberations dina am yoo xam ne nekkut si biir statement we.
No problem.
Okay, very well. This is my very statement, but I think there are certain portions. May I be clear? Am na yoo xam ne
nekkut si biir statement we.
it's not in the statements.
waaye xam naa true nu ñoo liyee dinaa ko boole si li ma wax.
But I know when I'm giving oral statements, I will thoroughly explain or include it exactly what I have said.
We apply to tender the statement of the witness and an additional statement into evidence as an exhibit. Both documents were identified by the witness.
The statement dated the 28th of July 2023 made by the witness Aidan Jai and the additional statement made on the 18th of March 2025, they are both admitted together as exhibit in evidence and they are marked as LGC/BCC/IN/002.
As the commission places. Now, you were employed as a procurement officer.
Procurement officer.
waaw loolu lañ ma jël.
Yes, that is the purpose.
An assistant procurement officer.
I am the assistant procurement
officer.
Yes, yes. Now, you're no longer with BCC?
No.
BCC.
Déedéet nekkaatuma BCC.
That's correct.
Since when?
Depuis kañ?
I think around 2021. Ci laa stop di liggéey.
That is the time I stopped working.
Which time?
Ban time?
For now, late 2021.
I think late 2021.
But the witness said around 2021. So I needed for the records for that to future. And now, why did you leave? Is there any reason why you left?
Wow, li tax man ma bàyyi liggéey bi mooy.
My reasons of leaving the job is that
dama amoon ay issues ma diggante ak head of management.
I had some issues between myself and the management.
Te am na correspondence yu bari lu jaar suma diggante ak moom.
And we had a lot of correspondence that passed between us.
Léegi mu dem up to the extent of mu stops my salary ne dafa bind to the service commission.
And it went up to an extent that he wrote to the commission that my salary was stopped or blocked.
For almost 3 months plus, maa ngi liggéey without salary.
That I worked for almost 3 months or over 3 months without salary.
Te dégguma any response from service commission bi si letter bi mu wax ne bind na ko service commission bi.
And I did not get any feedback or response from.
So man it ma
the letter
decide.
that he alleged to say he wrote to the commission.
So man ma decide pour talk. Ma liggéey jiwaat.
I decided not to go to work but to stay home.
Yes, Mr. Gay?
Very well.
Yes, so you are referring to the Service Commission.
Nena sone commission parce que fi tam commission la ki lolu la moy leral legi service commission. Very well.
Local government public local government commission.
Service commission.
Yes. Now, when you said that you had correspondences with the head of the institution, you were referring to the CEO?
Nena bi nga ne amna ay correspondent wala ay waxtaan yi nga xam ne wala ay bind yi nga xam ne jaar na sa diggante ak kilifa bi mooy kan ndax CEO bi la.
Waaw mooy CEO bi.
That's correct. That's the CEO.
Is that Mustafa Bachili?
Nee na mbaa Mustafa Bachili.
Waaw Mustafa Amara Bachili la.
Yes, he is Mustafa Amara Bachili.
So did you resign?
Nee na ndax da nga resign?
No, resignuma.
No, I don't.
Were your service is terminated?
Nee na sa service bi dañ ko terminate?
Déedéet suma service bi terminate ko
No,
tamit.
my service was not terminated.
But when you say that you're no longer with them,
nee na soo ne léegi nekkatulaa ñoom loo miin si loolu.
Waaw parce que suma ne nekkatuma ak ñoom as far as ne ñu ngi am a line ministry ak service public service ak local government service commission bi ma wax ñoom as a governing body.
My reasons why I said I am no longer with them because I am not online with them as far as we have a service commission, so the local government service commission.
The previous correspondence ma am between man ak CEO bi yëpp.
And the previous correspondence that I had between myself and the CEO,
dafa jaar through ñoom.
it all went through them.
moo tax man tam ma toogoon di leen déglu.
These are my reasons why I stayed home.
te dem naa fa in person.
To listen to them, and I went there in person.
si director of governance.
To the director of governance.
ak the then permanent secretary.
And the then permanent secretary.
waaye gisuma dara loo xam ne dégguma ko from ñoom.
But I could not see anything or hear from them.
loolu ma gën a push man ma dem to the ombudsman.
These are my reasons why I went further to the ombudsman.
Very well. We will proceed. Chairperson, I believe it is time for the break.
We'll come back, Ms. Njai.
Thank you,
after
ma.
1 o'clock.
All right, thank you, ma.
After the break, sorry.
All right, thank you.
We may rise.